Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to Howling After Dark. Okay. Excuse me. Before we get into tonight's topic, I want to share something that I shared with somebody today. I actually did a recording on my phone, so it's shitty sound quality, and I apologize for that, but I did a recording on my phone of me playing drums. And I want to share that with you because I'm kind of proud of it. Even though it's just me messing around, it's not actually like a song or anything. But, I've been rusty. I haven't played drums really for years. So the fact that I've got a set now and I'm playing again practically every day, I'm starting to get there, I think. So anyways, without further ado, here we go. This is Jay on drums, recording 1. Yeah, and then it cuts off there because it was recorded on my phone, and my phone will only record so much. But there was actually like another 2 minutes or so to that whole thing. But anyways, I digress. So tonight's show is actually brought about, or not, by a conversation I had with a friend of mine and a teammate of Ghostville Paranormal today. We were talking about how it's been so long since we've really done an investigation together. Because I'm out here in Akron and he lives like an hour away. And so we haven't really had an opportunity to hunt together in quite a long time. And we were talking about how it affects us. Because here's the thing. If you get involved with paranormal investigating, it is going to affect you. Period. It's going to affect you. No ifs or buts about it. The only thing you have a say-so about is if it's going to affect you in a positive way or in a negative way. I'm sure everybody by now has seen episodes of Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters well, more ghost adventures and ghost hunters to prove this point. Where, because that's one thing I will say about ghost adventures. They're actually pretty candid about how it affects their personal lives. And I'm sure everybody by now has seen episodes where they talk about how they're affected in different ways, and that's all very true. That is going to happen. But here's the thing. They are affected in negative ways because that's what they look for. And that's about the paranormal. Just like in life, you get out of it what you put into it. If all you're looking for is negative shit to happen, guess what you're going to find? Negative shit. And then negative shit is going to start to happen to you. Because that's what you're attracting. And on the flip side of that coin, if you are only seeking the positive energies, the positive spirits, then positive things are going to affect you. I'm not saying it's going to change your life for the better, because that takes effort on your part. What I will say, though, is that you'll find when you are looking for positive spirits and rejecting the negative, which has its own dangers, trust me, and I'll get into that in a minute. But when you do that, what actually happens is, rather than positive things happening to you, you become the positive change in your own life. You can't help it. Because it's going to influence you in some way. It won't control you, it won't manipulate you, but it will influence you. That is the difference between the positive and the negative. Because the negative, a lot of that will outright manipulate you. But the positive stuff, not so much. It'll influence you. It won't make the bad shit in your life better, but it'll improve your outlook on the bad shit. And then you'll be able to improve the bad shit on your own. That's kind of how it works. Case in point. I recently, well, not recently, but like probably like a year or possibly even 2 years ago now, had a falling out with members of my team. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I will say that they believe some things about me that I know personally to be true. I can't convince anyone of that fact. That's fine. People are going to believe whatever they're going to believe. But looking back on things now, we were dealing with some negative spirits a little bit at that time. Because we allowed it. And then negative stuff started to happen. To me. Well, I stopped doing that. I stopped seeking out negative spirits altogether. I mean, if they happen to come across me, then so be it. The only time I'm looking for anything negative is when I'm doing a house cleansing. Anymore, that's pretty much it. And I haven't done... I think I've done one of those so far this year. Maybe two. Anyways, point is, if you're into this and you're actually investigating on your own, you'll find whatever you're looking for. And then that is... Now, what happened in my case is, yes, some bad shit happened, things out of my control, things that, you know, resulted in me losing not just members of my team, but people I thought were my friends. It resulted in a lot of hurtful shit in my life. And I'm not okay with that, really, but I will say, since I've started embracing more positive, it doesn't bother me like it used to. Because my outlook on it. I used to look at it like I need to do what I do and be the best at what I do to prove them wrong. It's not how I look at it anymore. I need to do what I do and be the best at what I do because I am the best at what I do. Period. They're not even a factor in it. And while, you know, I don't really harbor any resentment at this point. I wish them well. Hope they succeed in whatever they try to do with their lives, you know, etc., etc. But, you know, I didn't burn that bridge. They did. Pretty much that simple. In any case, so that's an example of, like, letting positive affect you in that way. Is because if I wasn't letting positive into my life, if I wasn't letting positive, I would still be down in the dumps about it, and God knows where. Since then, I've only done everything I can to improve myself. I've gotten a good job. Well, okay, good might be a strong word some days, but it actually is a good job. It's just that some of the things we have to deal with sometimes is a little hard. But I digress. I've got a good job. I'm living, instead of in an apartment where I'm under the thumb of the landlords and the organization that they represent, which is AMHA, by the way, Akron Metro Housing Authority. Instead of being under their thumb, I've gotten a job, and I'm in a 3-story, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom manor house that I rent with my money. It is my house, and I did it through this great company. I'm going to kind of plug them here, I guess. There's a company out there called Vision Property Management. They're actually not even from Ohio. They're from, like, what I love about these people is they help renters become homeowners. And so I rent this huge place for about the same amount most people in the country are renting a 2, maybe 3-bedroom for, depending on where they're at in the country. I'm renting this huge house. Now, granted, I'm responsible for the repairs. I've got to fix everything myself. But I'm motivated to do that now. I wasn't motivated to do that before. Personal relationships in my life are changing because my outlook has changed. I'm a lot less angry than I used to be. Now, don't get it confused. People that tune into my show for the rants are not going to be disappointed, because I have a lot to fucking say and a lot to say it about. So if that's why you tune in, don't go anywhere. You can hear a lot of it. But what I'm saying is, on a personal level, in my own personal life, I'm not as angry about stupid shit as I used to be. That's not to say that stupid shit doesn't still piss me off. Like, for instance, sorry to break it to you, and this may piss off some of my listeners, but here it is. If you support Hillary Clinton, fuck you. Because the first thing that bitch is going to do if she gets into office is take our fucking means of defending ourselves. And you need to take a long look at her and ask yourselves, why do they want us disarmed so badly? On the flip side of that coin, if you support Donald Trump, fuck you. Because the first thing that asshole is going to do is he's going to not only take away women's rights as far as, what to do with their own bodies when it concerns abortions, which I know there's all sorts of arguments back and forth about it, but the law is the fucking law, and it's now a constitutional matter. Because it was won in a Supreme Court case, Roe versus Wade. That is a fact. It's nothing that you can just undo because people that are involved in politics who shouldn't be involved in politics in the first fucking place, according to church and separation of church and state, so the first fucking thing he's going to do is he's going to make that illegal. Which is bullshit. And let me tell you why it's bullshit, though. Let me explain this to you, and then we'll get back to tonight's topic. The reason these things are bullshit, either way you go, is because they are taking away freedoms. Period. I don't care what the freedom is. They are taking it away. And they cannot fucking take it away unless we let them. Because here's the fucking newsflash here, people. All these fucking freedoms that we've been pissing away since 9/11 aren't yours to fucking give away. Somebody else paid for them with their fucking lives. Somebody else fought and bled and scratched for every bit of fucking freedom that you're now pissing away because you're too fucking blind to see the truth. Or better yet, you're too fucking afraid to see it. Here's the point, people. Our government no longer gives a shit about us. They want us out of the way. The only thing that matters as far as our government is concerned is the fucking elite. And until you understand that, you're just a blind fucking fool and are wasting good, free fucking air. And that's the absolute truth, because the fucking Ghost Wolf said so. So there's the rant for you. But here's the thing you gotta understand, people. Whether you want to see it or not, the truth is the truth. And you can pile all the fucking bullcrap lies you want to on the truth. The truth is eventually going to emerge into the fucking light. That's the way the world works. And when that truth does see the fucking light of day, which it's already starting to, the only choice you're going to fucking have at that point is whether you get to sit there and feel pride and feel justified in knowing the truth, or if you're going to feel like a dumbass fool because you refuse to see it. Those are your only two options. And there's gonna come a time when, like the people that have come before, you're gonna have to decide whether or not your freedom, your right to live the life that you choose, that was guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of fucking America, whether that is worth fighting for. I already know my answer. I already swore an oath. I swore an oath to defend the United States Constitution and the people of the United States of America against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. And I may have left the Army back in 1992. I didn't leave my oath. And neither does anybody else that serves. That oath is yours to carry with you for the rest of your life. Do you think it's an accident the way our veterans are being treated? You think it's an accident that the majority of the homeless population in this country are veterans? Anyways, just food for thought. Continuing on with tonight's show. So, yeah, there are still things that piss me off. Of course, I'm a human being. Like the things I just talked about. But the difference is before, I would not have been able to let that shit go. I wouldn't be able to sit here and calmly think about the future and what I need to do about it. Which hopefully is nothing. But, you know, shit starts. The least I can do before. But my point is like before, it would be absolutely insane. Seriously, I would be out of my head over all that shit I just mentioned. And that's my point. It's my entire fucking point. If you're a paranormal investigator, or if you're just enthused by the paranormal, or even if you're just somebody who has spirits in your house, which there are a lot more that have had experiences than admit to it, by the way. If you reject the negative, it can't affect you. That's its whole power over you, is that you accept it, you believe in it, you fear it. Kind of a related topic. I was talking to somebody recently at my job because, for those that don't know by now, I work in a animal rescue in the kennel, place called One of a Kind Pets. And I've become probably one of the most relied on employees there. Not because, I'm some rock star, which, I am, but that's not the point. No, just kidding. No, but the reason why is because what it really comes down to is I have zero fear. And what I mean by that is yeah, I've been bit before. It's not a big deal. I literally have no fear. I live a life of fear. I've had fear. I had a lot of things that I was afraid of in my past. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. And that's not a bad thing. I fear, of course, for the people around me that I love. I want to make sure that they're okay and all that. But just me, on a personal level, there's nothing I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of dogs. I never really have been, but I'm not even afraid of getting bit. It's not that big of a deal to me. And sense that. Dogs are very sensitive to emotions, particularly anger and fear. And they react to those. That's why a lot of animals will show themselves as aggressive. And so I become kind of an expert on aggressive dogs. In fact, one of the ones that I worked with is this dog named Tracy, who is she's a big blue pit bull mix. And she was severely, dog aggressive. I mean, to the point where, she would actively try and kill another dog. Most dogs that are dog aggressive, they just don't like other dogs, and that's where it ends. But Tracy would actively try and get at and kill another dog. You could see that in her. And she was getting so bad about it that she was starting to read on people. Mainly kennelers who were trying to walk her and feed her and care of her. But I wasn't afraid of her. I was at one point the only person that could deal with her. And I started working and training her every single day because I was taking her aggression and I was redirecting it. And now she's at a point where, you can walk her and there'll be another dog out there. And she'll still pull, trying to get at the other dog. But it's not like desperately pulling. It's not like she's going to pull your arm out of your socket because you're holding her leash. And I used to have to use treats every single day to do that. And then now I'm at the point where I don't even have to have them. I don't even have to have them at all. She's fine. But none of that would have been possible if I had fear about her, which I don't and never will. I'll never have fear about any dog or anything, really, for that matter. I just won't. Because fear is one of the most negative things that you can feel, and I reject the negative. I know it sounds kind of like a very guru kind of thing to say, and I'm not trying to be anybody's guru, but I will say this. If you outright reject negative spirits, negative influences even in your life, or negative outcomes, if you just outright reject the negative, that only leaves room for the positive to come in your life. The second you start to let the negative creep in, that's when you get bitch slapped by life. Like, listen to me. I'm actually a happy person right now. And here's the funny thing. I have things that I should be stressed about right now, and I'm not. Like making rent. I'm not stressed about making rent. I'll find a way. Even if it takes up my entire paycheck, I'll find a way. And I'll be fine with it. You know, we have a van that's about to die, and I'm not even worried about it. I reject the negative. And whether it's paranormal investigating or anything else in your life, that's the only way I can see to live, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their lives. It's up to you how to do that. I'm just saying that, me personally, I can't see another way to do it, because what the fuck is the point in being all stressed and negative about everything? What's the point in being a drama queen? Or to be stressed out to the point where, like, your hair turns white, or to allow little shit to matter to you? What's the point in all that? Wouldn't it just be easier to be happy with your life? Because I am. I don't have everything that I want, but that's the whole fucking point in life in the first place. If you have everything you want, then there's no reason to try for anything. That's why rich people are fucking miserable. They already have everything. What do they have to strive for? Nothing. Nothing. But the little guy that has fucking nothing, that's got to scrape and claw his way up, that's a happy little motherfucker, because he's got something to strive for. It's the same thing. If you don't have any fear, there's nothing to get in your way. And it's the same with anger. Like, there's anger and then there's anger, if you understand what I'm saying. I can be pissed off, like I explained with the whole Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump thing. There are things I can be pissed off about. But you think I'm going to let either one of those assholes fucking affect my life? Not a chance in hell. Because if they make it illegal for me to live my life the way that I choose to live my fucking life, well, then I guess I'm just going to be a fucking outlaw. As someone once said, when the law makes it impossible for the average man to live, the outlaw takes his place in history. And if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. But I'm not gonna be stressed about it or pissed off or feel negative at all about it. In fact, the way I see that whole scenario playing out is it'll be best, and it'll be for the best in the end. Because sometimes, in order to achieve our goals, we have to fight for them. And I'm okay with that. And I can honestly say that I haven't achieved everything I've ever wanted to do. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to go into space or be a cowboy or, well, I have done that one. Or I don't even remember what some of the other were. I haven't been in space. And, now that I'm an adult, I don't really have an interest in that. But in my adult life, I've literally achieved everything I wanted to do. Except one thing. There's one thing I want to do that I haven't done yet. I want to start my own animal rescue. And I'll do it. No matter what it takes, if I've got to find investors or, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to find a way to do it. And there's things in the paranormal world I haven't done yet either. I don't have a TV show. I have a pretty kick-ass web series, by the way, for those that don't know. Forgotten Haunts and Forgotten Ghost Towns on YouTube. Look it up. Also, you can find links to those shows right here on ghostwolfradio.com. Just throwing that out there. I've got about a minute and a half left, so I'm going to make this quick before I get to part 2. So like, yeah, in the paranormal world, I haven't, there's places I haven't investigated yet. But that doesn't mean that I won't. In fact, I know I will, because I have no doubts. I don't. Because that's how I choose to live my life. And I wish more people understood. I really do. I wish more people chose that way of living. Somebody once said, be the change you want to be. Or be the change you want to see, or whatever it is. Point is if you want the world to change, you need to change yourself. Alright, I will be back with part 2, folks. Don't go away. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. for part 2. See you in a sec.